and welcome back to another episode of The Evidence. This is your buddy Dave over at Mars X3D, and we have a special edition today we call The Terry Burnett Show. Yeah, that's right. This guy has kept me so busy lately, posting some of his older anomalies and some more recent finds, that I thought I'd dedicate this particular episode to just what Terry's up to. So here it is, The Terry Burnett Show. In this one, Terry has come up with a crisp and clean non-fractal with a strange little twist. It's not hard to see Terry's white block in the middle of the picture. Just look at that beautiful block. Could it be any more perfect? It's just screaming intelligent agency, but now take a closer look at it for that strange little twist. See how it looks like it's almost floating? This block is raised up and away from the surface, as if it's sitting on a narrow post or centerpiece. Okay, let's do an inventory. This is a nearly perfect cube that's seen a bit of damage. On the left side, 2 slots appear in the center bottom. On the side facing us, a teardrop-shaped portion in relief with what looks like an exhaust fan with 3 visible openings in the center. On the top edge, equidistant symmetrical knobs in a row. On the right rear, a shelf-like piece with a triangle carved on the top, and then there's the way the whole thing seems to float in the air, not touching the sand below. I'm sure there's a simple explanation for all this. Don't worry, I'll wait. I guess Terry Burnett doesn't have anything else to do but keep me up to my elbows in anomalies, desperately needing the 3D treatment. Just when I'm coming up for air and ready to get back into my daily search routine, he'll put something on Facebook that demands my attention. Well, here's another one, and it's a dandy. As far as I'm concerned, I'm looking at a piece of torn and twisted metal, definitely not a rock. And what's nice is that this is pretty close to the camera for a change, but let's bend down and get a better look. If that's a rock, it's one of the strangest erosion patterns I've ever seen. It's close to triangular in overall shape and seems to be very thin, like sheet metal that's been deformed and punched down by pressure, like maybe an explosion of some kind. And look at those markings on the inner side. Are those letters or stampings of some kind, or are they just random indentations picked up from tumbling in the wind? For die-hard skeptics, this and every other anomaly that's not clearly non-fractal will always and forever be just a rock. And that's okay. But since I don't depend on grants and thus don't have to toe the line in terms of groupthink, I can say what I want, since my reputation is already blown out of the water by doing what I'm doing. I think it's sheet metal. To be more specific, Terry's torn metal. Seriously, I'm thinking about renaming this channel the Terry Burnett Show. It's nowhere near as funny as the Carol Burnett Show, and I'll never get any sponsors, but Terry is really on a roll lately, and I swear I'm doing the best I can to keep up. This is from another beautiful gigapan by Keith Laney, and if you haven't already spent some time with Keith, you need to follow the link and get lost in his excellent work. In my humble opinion, he and Neville Thompson are co-regents in the world of gigapans. You can't miss with either one of them. I know the image is tall because I had to pull an M34 from further down the trail to get decent 3D on this one, but be patient. Just look at this thing. It's totally strange and totally not a rock. Besides the obvious non-fractal qualities going on, like right angles and curlicues, that thing on the side reminds me of a little man riding in a motorcycle sidecar. I didn't say that's what it is. I don't believe in little men. And I almost don't believe in sidecars, mostly because I could never get into one or get back out again. I'd say the whole weird structure is at least 2 feet tall. We'll move in a bit, and this time I'll punch up the contrast quite a bit to bring out more detail. Here we go. What I'm calling the little man's head seems to be a cube with triangular tabs folded in like a cardboard box. As for the rest of it, your guess is as good as mine, maybe better. Here's one we all jumped on several years ago like chickens on a June bug. That big chunk of rock up there in the left corner, well, it sticks out, doesn't it? Around Iowa, they'd say, "That just don't look right." When I first worked on this a few years ago, I thought it might be part of an obelisk with some carving on it. But Terry came along, he just posted it recently, and I wanted to go back and see what I could do about the 3D. My processing skills have improved a bit over the years, and now when I study it, I'm thinking more and more that it's a machine of some kind. It could still be a carving, but that big old notch on the top left side is just too strange. Why go to all the work to carve something as intricately as this seems to be carved, then chisel out several hundred pounds of stone from one side? I don't get it. But then there's a whole lot about Mars I don't get. Hey, thanks for stopping by today and spending a little time with the evidence. We hope you enjoyed what you saw and that you'll consider subscribing to this channel. In the meantime, this is your buddy Dave at Mars X 3D. Be well.